Hey y'all, Teacher Heather here. I'm here with a Mach 1 video for you. I've had a few people ask me about doing one, and I also know some people that are about to go through it, and I would love to help you. I know how nervous I was doing it, so anything I can do to help, I'm going to do. I'm not perfect. I don't suggest you copy exactly what I do. This is basically just an idea of how to do the slides. Kind of take things from, from this video, pieces of it, and put it into your own teaching style, but don't do it exactly like me, because, I've passed, but you might do it like me, and you might not pass, and then I'm going to feel really horrible. So this is basically just kind of giving you an idea of how it goes and kind of what to do, and how to handle some of the slides. Some of the slides are really confusing. So it was really good for me to go through and watch videos and watch people teach it so I could actually understand. I'm like, oh, that makes sense now. But when I read the directions, it was like, no idea what I'm supposed to do. So heads up, I am not a fan of this lesson. I was just pulling it back up so I could go through it while I'm teaching or showing y'all, and I forgot how much I did not like it. It's pretty intense, especially for it being the first class you've ever taught. It's confusing. There's a lot of stuff in it. But try not to get overwhelmed. Take it one slide at a time. Try to have fun, and you'll get through it. I promise. Like I said, it's not the most fun, but it's possible. And once you get past this, and you will, once you get past this one, it'll get easier for you. So hang in there. You've got this. All right, so I got most of my props. I was setting things up, getting ready for this, but it's not exactly how I did it. I don't have some of that stuff anymore, so I'm just going to kind of walk you through. I'm going to do each slide. I can't put the slides up here because it's VIPKID material, and I'm not going to do all that. But if you're getting ready to go into that mock, you're gonna know what I'm talking about anyways, because they send it to you to practice. Anyways, I'm going to go through the slides. I will teach it. And then I'll stop and I'll explain. So it'll be longer than the, 25 minutes. But, anyway, all right. So this first slide is where you're going to do your introduction, ask the child what their name is, and then just do a little couple word summary of what it is the lesson is about. You don't need a whole bunch of words. So when you first start, you're going to come in and they're going to introduce themselves, and they're going to say, okay, whenever you're ready. So they're going to stare at you, and then you're going to go, hi, my name is Teacher Heather. What is your name? My name is Andy. They'll tell you their name. Hi, Andy. How old are you, Andy? I am 6 years old. 6 years old? Wow! And then you can ask them, how are you? I tried not to, I got feedback on it. The younger ones, how old are you and how are you is almost the same thing, so they could get confused and have no idea what's going on. Or they'll answer the wrong way. They'll answer the other question. So normally for the how are you, I'll wait, for the older kids. But that's up to you. You can too. Just make sure you pronounce it. How are you? I'm happy. I'm happy too. Okay, and then let's learn letter X. So then you're going to go to the next slide. And this is your reward system. You do not have to use their rewards. You do not have to use the one that is on your lesson, and you don't have to use any of theirs at all. They will tell you that too. I did on my mock classes because I wasn't, I didn't really understand the reward system that much. But now I don't use them at all. So I actually have printed out a whole bunch of different ones because I thought I was going to be using them all, the banana one and all kinds of stuff. So, I can't see myself. Let's see if I can get it to where I can see myself so I know it's in the, sorry. If I can half it maybe. Let's see. Sorry, I'm doing it on a PowerPoint, but I also want to see myself so I can make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, I think we're good. All right, so anyways, this part where you see it'll show up reward system, this is where you're going to introduce your reward that you're going to use to them. You have to use a reward. So think of something. If you want to use theirs, if you want to use the one on the screen, great, but you have to use something. In the actual class, you're going to have a star system that you hit the star and you're going to do your own reward, but that's for the mock classes. You don't have to do the stars. Whatever you do for your reward, make sure it is visible at all times. For me, right now, these are the two different ones I have. That glare drives me crazy. But it's a princess background. And this one is houses and there's a road, and that's for my Halloween costume dinos. And this is for my princesses. So you can see it at all times. Make sure you can see yours. If you do it on a whiteboard, whatever, make sure it's up to where it can be seen. Or even like, this way, where my bear is. Isn't he cute? You can put it there because you can see it. Actually, I wouldn't because you got to keep going back. But anyways, okay, so the reward system one comes up. Andy, when you do a good job, when you listen, and when you speak, you get a Halloween dino. Uh-oh, I lost my, oh my gosh. Woohoo! Halloween dino! Yay! Are you ready? So, then you're going to move on. And actually, I didn't have to give them that one yet because I was just explaining to him what was happening. Sorry. All right, so then you're going to go to your warm-up. Your first two are going to, I think it's like your first two are going to be warm-ups. So you don't have to do every single thing on this slide. They're just warm-ups. It's things they already know. You're just reviewing. So watch your time. You try to want to do it to a minute a slide because you have 25 minutes and you have 25 slides. They're also going to time you and they're going to stop you at certain points. So you want to try to watch your time. In the normal classroom, you have a timer. It's really easy to watch that and watch the number slide you're on. This one, not necessarily because you're not going to start right at the time. So I would get like your phone and they'll tell you to. You can start your phone. You'll start the timer so then you can see it and you know like how much time you're doing for each slide. So if you're on 6 minutes and you're on slide 8, then you're ahead and you're good and you can take a little extra time. If you're at 6 minutes and you're on slide 2, you need to speed it up. Don't skip slides, but like warm-ups, you can go a little faster. If you're way ahead and need to, slow down, you can ask more questions and kind of get more into the topic. Anyway, so the warm-up one is the teacher says the word, the student circles the word and uses the vocabulary word. Make sure they're using full sentences. So I was about to do it. You can't see me. I'll circle the tomato on the screen. You'll be able to circle stuff, and as you circle it, they can see it too. So I'll circle the tomato and say, "What is this?" And if you have a tomato, that's cool. Hold it up. I don't have one. And then they'll say, "Tomato." If they don't say a full sentence, then you say, "I see a tomato." I see a tomato. This is, you want them to pay attention to what you're saying, and you want them to repeat. So make sure when you want them to look at your lips, and then when you want them to talk, you need to cup your ear. Okay. What is this? You can be silly. whatever. It's tongue. I see a tongue. Yay! So there's several of those, like I said, just depending on the time. There's elbow, there's robot. So then you move on. You don't have to be like, okay, let's see what's next. Just hit the slide. For me, I'm having to like scroll down. So then you have to match capitals with lower cases. So I actually had a fishy, and I'm like, fish! Where is big S? And they'll find big S. S sounds like S. And then S sounds like S. Big S, small s. You basically want them to find the big S and the small s. And then they're going to repeat the letter name and the sound. So S sounds like S. R sounds like R, R, so. Then your next review, this one is fun. So, you've got on both sides there's pictures. In the middle there's a K and there's an E. So, what letter? Or you can be, K sounds like K, K. E sounds like eh, eh. So then, elevator. Elevator. K, K. Elevator. Eh, eh. Which one? And then they're going to draw a line. Eh, egg. K, egg. Draw a line. Okay, so again, there's a bunch of those. You don't have to do them all. All right. So then you get to the beginning of the lesson. X. X. What do you see? I see an X. And if they don't see it, say that and they say X, then I see an X. X makes the sound X, X. X makes sound X. Big X. Small X. X sounds like X. Oh, well, they're doing X makes the sound. So X makes the sound X. And make sure they say it. All right. Then there's a picture. What do you see? And then they might know it, they might not. My class lady was like, I don't know. And I'm like, I see a fox. I see a fox. Box. Box. Like maybe say it a couple times. Okay, then what do you see? Ox. I see a ox. 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 Just different ways to get them, excited and doing it. And like I said, you want them to say the word, but then you want them to say a full sentence. All right. So then after that, there's a slide that says activity time. At this slide, you need to get excited. So whatever you want to do. All right. So me, I'll go. Activity time, activity time. It's activity time. Woo! Pretty short and sweet and simple. Just, sorry. Whatever you want to do, just make a big deal out of it because it's an activity time slide. All right. So then there's an A, an X, and then the word X. So what you're trying to do is stop at each part and do the sound and then blend the sounds to make a word. So, axe, axe, axe. And then they'll go and have them try the next one, but like, axe. And they'll say, tags, yay! Oh man, I haven't been giving rewards at all. Make sure you give rewards. So the next one, axe. What is that? Axe. And then have them say it, and they'll say, axe. And then the next one, have them do on their own. So maybe underline or circle. What is this? Or what do you see? So you circle and Max. Good job, good job. Yay, Andy. Dino. Can't believe I only did one dino. Alright, so you move on. Okay, so this one, I don't know. I don't know. This is a memory game. And somehow you have to make them understand what is happening, what you're trying to play, and what you're expecting of them without saying more than a couple words. So for me, what I did is I made a little, like, not a song, but so they could keep saying it and they would remember what they said in order, and then when we went back to the slide, they could just say it in order because they memorized it. Instead of memorizing the pictures, they memorized the little chant. That's better. They memorized the chant. Again, I don't know what I did for this one. There's 2 lines of them. And I only did the top line because it was a 5-year-old and I didn't want to make them remember like 6 things in a row because that's insane. I can't even remember 6 things. So I just did the top 3 and then I went back and I did the other 3. If you don't have time, just do the 3 and go. So anyways, top 1 I say, X, fox, ox. X, fox, ox. X, fox, ox. X, fox, X, fox, ox. X, fox, ox. Or, whatever. So get a little faster, probably not that fast, but, so they'll remember, X, fox, ox, and you said it several times. So then your next slide is blank, and they have to tell you what goes in order. So be like, what was there? What? X, fox, ox, yeah! Good job! X, fox, ox, yeah! Alright, and then like I said, you could go back up the slide again and fox, ox, X, fox, ox, X, fox, ox, X, and have them repeat it and then go down and what was here? Fox, ox, X, yay! Alright, this one, okay, so, yeah. So this one, this is my suggestion of how to do it. This is how I did it, it's the easiest way. There's going to be I and X up on there, and then there's a blank spot in front of it. And they want you to do different letters. So, X, X, X. Okay, so then you put X, X. And they'll say, kicks! Yay! Ooh, X, X, Rex, yay! And then you go on, there's 3 other letters, I think, 4 other letters. So then, after you do all those letters, they want you to pick a word. So, my word is mix. So, mix! Mix. X? X. Which one? And they'll say, mix, yay! Oops, wrong one. Alright. Oh, yay! So I got to the end. So then you're at the goodbye. By now, they probably have stopped you. if you're doing perfect on time and you make it to that, awesome. They're going to stop you at the goodbye slide. But if you don't, do not stress it. All 3 of my mock classes, I didn't make it to the very end. I was always literally 1 slide away every time. And it's okay. They just want to test and see. And you actually just, you have to practice to get there, to be like perfect on the slides. It gets a lot easier as you do it, but don't stress that. Like I said, try to pay attention to your time. You want to get as far as you can, but don't get upset if they stop you and be like, oh, time's up, sorry. So they're going to stop you, they're going to talk to you, they're going to ask you how you feel, any questions you have. Make sure you ask them questions. If there's something like, did I do okay when I did that slide? Was that fine? Or what would you do for this? Or whatever. And then they're going to give you feedback, and they want you to use the feedback that they gave you on the next part, because you have 2 parts of this. We're not done here. They want you to use the feedback they just gave you on this next part. They want to see that you can take what they said and put it into your lesson and change the way you did things. Like I said in one of my other videos, they're not looking for perfection. They're looking for people that they can teach to, I don't know how to explain it, to teach the way they want, and to learn their curriculum in the way that they want it. So they don't want perfect, so don't stress it. Anyway, so then then they'll say, okay, whenever you're ready. My culture, nope, just kidding. My country, my culture. Okay, so that's just the quick little thingy. Alright, so I don't have these anymore. I was looking for them and I can't find them. What I did for this lesson is I printed out a flag of China and a flag of the United States. I'm looking at myself down here, so I apologize. I'm not looking up here. I just noticed that. So print it out, Google it, flags, whatever. I actually put mine on a pencil because I didn't have a craft stick, and it worked just as fine. It was my pole, so you can hold it up. It is a prop. It is perfect for it. So this is where I would hold up. I didn't even switch. Okay, so I'm going to introduce my country unit. I already did that. So I'm going to have them read the sentence. So how I do it is I'll put like the little, let me show you. You can do it any way you want. You could circle, you can say, can you read? But if you ask them to read and there's a bunch of stuff on the page, they're not going to know what to read. So, and circling, you're going to learn is actually really time consuming and is like pretty hard to do on that thing. I was right all over the place. So anyways, here's what I do. Say this is words, whatever. You can't even see me. So I go like this, not around the whole thing, just on the edge, and I'll say, well, not on here, on the slide itself. And I'll do that, and I'll say, can you read? Book. And they'll say, China is my country. It is the land where I was born. Pay attention to them saying words incorrectly or pronouncing them wrong, because you have to catch those. You have to catch them all. That is one thing they're listening for. So, China is my country. It is land where born. Or, it is the land where I was born. Whatever. So, what I do is, I don't stop them while they're reading. I'll underline it. And when they're done reading, I'll go back to the word and I'll say, born. Born. Or if they messed up the whole sentence, it is the land where I was born. Something like that. So, if they can't read it, fine. You can ask them, and if they can't, then read it yourself. But what they're going to do in the mock is it's going to be a different age. So it's not going to be that 5-year-old anymore. It's going to be a 9-year-old or whatever, and they can actually read stuff, so it should be fine. Anyways, so, so the next one is where I hold up my flag. What is this? This is the flag of China. So then you do the same thing. There's reading part and say, can you read? This is the flag of my country. A flag is a piece of cloth, so they'll read the whole thing. And there's going to be red underlined words. The red words, you need to really listen and make sure that they're pronouncing correctly. And there are things that they need to understand. They need a definition for. So on this one, you're going to define flag. After they're going to say it's a piece of cloth that can represent a country. And then the represent is red and it's underlined. So you're going to want to tell them what represent means. I don't know if that might be in one of the next ones. Let me see. Yeah, okay, that's actually going to be in the next one, so you don't have to do it on this one. So they read that part. So then you go, and then there's an American flag. What is this? And then they'll read, this is the American flag. And then they'll say, it represents America. And then I'll say, do you know what represents means? And they'll say, no. Represents means stands for. Well, my mock class teacher said, stands. And I'm like, no. And she's just, stands. And I'm like, and it was like a deer in the headlights. I had no idea what to do and how to come back from that. I was just like, and I clicked the next slide. It was horrible. So make sure you know what these words mean. It's not that I didn't know what it mean. It was just like I didn't expect them to not understand that the main definition to where I needed to come up with another one. So that was actually in my feedback to make sure I have words that they possibly might not understand and be able to explain it. So then there's a thing where, what do these represent? And there's different things. There's a McDonald's sign, and you say, you could circle it and say, what does this represent? And they'll say, that's McDonald's or whatever. And then you say, the M or the yellow M or the arches, however you want to say it, represents McDonald's. And make sure they say an actual sentence instead of, McDonald's. And then, you can go somewhere where they'll say, do you like McDonald's? And they'll say, yes, I love McDonald's. And if you have time, what do you eat at McDonald's? I eat chicken nuggets. Teacher Heather loves chicken nuggets. Yum. And then move on. There's 4 of those, again, depending on your time. I think I did 2 or 3. If you have time, do them all. If not, get through some of them. But like I said, don't ever skip an actual slide. All right. So another part of reading, ask them to read. The capital of China is Beijing. I'll say, do you know the capital of the United States? No. And then you tell them. Again, that's just extra stuff that you don't have to do. This one they read, and then you tell them what capital is. A capital is the main city of a country with most of the government offices. Make sure you're speaking slower. So then you go on. They're going to read about landmarks, what they are, and then you're going to explain to them that a landmark is a building or a place that is important for a country. And then you'll say some landmarks are natural and some are built by people. So then they understand, like, some of them they're there, and some of them we actually make. So again, if you have time, ask them, have you ever been to any of these? Or you can say, what is this? You can circle the different landmarks, ask them what they are. Again, there's so many different ways you could go with it. Just do something more than just having them read and then go. Like I said, for me, I would circle it and say, what is this? Or they would read each landmark, and then I'd say, have you ever been to any of these or landmarks? I've seen the Terracotta Warriors. I've been to the Great Wall. Yay! I have not been giving rewards. I just thought when I said yay. So make sure you're giving rewards. Then you're going to do which ones are made by people and which are natural. So they're going to say, oh, the Great Wall is natural, the Yellow Mountains is natural, and then they're going to put them in order. Then you're going to explain C, soft C. So when E, I, and Y come after C, it sounds like S, soft C, S, scent, ice, cycle. And that's basically it. And then, again, if you make it to the end and you're at the goodbye and they haven't stopped you, it was very nice to meet you. I'll see you soon. Bye. So, alright. We got through that. That was pretty horrible. I apologize. Alright, so some things to remember. Make sure you're using your rewards that I only use 2 of. Look at my finger. It looks like blood. One of the kids asked me earlier if it was blood. One of my pens blew up on me. Anyways. You get a dino! Yay! Younger kids, make a big deal. Be excited. Woohoo! If you do rewards like the bananas or, well, let's say the bananas. If you do this one, I laminated it and held it up, and then you could just put it up here and pull it down, or you could keep it, whatever you want to do. You get a banana! Yay! And then you'll draw a banana, because that looks like a banana. So, but when you're actually explaining rewards like this, you want to tell them what happens if they get them all. If you get all of your bananas, we get, or you get to do that. I can't tell you what I did because they'll probably know that I told you, because I don't think anybody's ever done what I did. So, but for real, just anything. But if you do the ones like I did, as far as I know, you don't have to have what happens when you get, because all you're doing is making the dinos go trick-or-treating. You're making the princesses go to the castle. I mean, there's no like, ooh, we're trying to get here. It's just like, you did it. But some of the other ones you are, like the teeth, you get full teeth, or you make it to the top of the ladder. Well, what happens when you make it to the top of the ladder? Because my mock class, she was actually like, well, I never made it there. I was excited, and I've never made it there with, so yeah, make sure there's a reason for your rewards. TPR, I don't even know. I'm so used to doing it. I don't know if I did it a lot here or not. I apologize, but make sure, like I said, here, whiteboard it up, people. Whiteboard is your best friend. I probably have 15 of them down there. I tape stuff to it. I write on it. I always have a cloth so I can erase really quickly and keep going. Have silly stuff. I have these hats, a bunch of them that I got from Michael's craft store, and they're awesome. Kids love them. I have my bear back there. That is my signature assistant. He's my signature bear, and he is Teacher Heather's assistant. That is Teacher Super Bear. He has his guitar, and we use that when we sing our hello and goodbye songs. Kids love that. Make sure your background has something going on. I got a lot going on back there. At least something, even if it's just a map or whatever. Make sure your lighting is good. Make sure if you have a headphone or you can get one, you have one. They're not going to mark you off for it, but they are going to ask you. And I don't really like what it sounds like on here, at least not when I'm recording on these. I don't know what it sounds like to the kids, but supposedly it's a lot better than the one on your computer. If you have letter props, use them. I have these I got from the dollar store. Flashcards, use stuff like that. They need visuals. Trying to think of anything else, because I know this is stressful. Like I said, rewards, ask questions, make sure they speak in complete sentences. You do not want just words. Try to use as little language as you can yourself. Remember the age that you're teaching. So younger ones, you're using a couple words and they can't read. Older ones can read and you can talk to them more. Just talk slower. And again, don't use like 50 words, but talk. I think that's it. Just have fun. I know I was there not long ago. I went through 21 days of that stressful time, and I know, I really do, and I want to help y'all as much as I can. Try to relax, try to have fun. It's going to be hard because there's going to be an adult on the other side. I got lucky all 3 times, and I had really, really fun people, so they made it great. They are going to mess up on purpose, because if they're perfect, they're not going to know how you're going to teach a kid, because the kid is not going to be perfect. They're going to be spinning around in their chair. They're going to be, they're bored, and they want to see what you're going to do, how you're going to react to that. So pay attention to that. They're going to mess up on how they pronounce words because they want to see if you pick up on it. You have to pick up on every single word. So really pay attention. Really listen as they're reading. And if they're having a hard time with words, make sure you go back and make them say that, 2, 3, 4 times. If it's a word that's, you can break it up for them, and, just make it fun. You don't want them to be bored, and you don't want to be bored. So, all right. Well, good luck. I know you've got this. You'll see. If you want to leave a comment and let me know how you did after you do your Mach 1, I would love to know. I love hearing stories. I will definitely do a Mach 2 video if y'all are interested in that. Just let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. I have my referral code down there. You are welcome to use it. I will help you any way I can. And good luck. Bye.